Our next guest says a bounce could be due for those very stocks. Let's bring in Eric Jackson, EMJ Capital founder and portfolio manager. Welcome back.
Great to see you.
You think this was a significant enough event to save these stocks from these declines that we've seen? And at bare minimum, I mean, the volatility has been head spinning.
It has. These things move plus or minus 10% on a given day, whether or not Jensen's shining a spotlight on the space or not. Taking a step back, though, this is really the only corner of tech that Jensen Huang, arguably the most important CEO in the world, decided to take 2 hours out of his GTC conference this week and basically focus on, to put together a quantum day with 3 panels, including folks from AWS and Microsoft Azure talking about the future of the space. I mean, and like Kate said, basically did a mea culpa for his January comment. So the fact that, this is still a microscopic space in terms of the size of these companies and their market caps in relation to a $3 trillion company like Nvidia. But the fact that he's focused on this, he's setting up a quantum research lab in Boston. This is an important area. And when he talks about what are we going to be talking about next year at our quantum day and what evidence are we going to see and all that kind of stuff, that's very, very bullish.
I mean, I hear you when you talk about the mea culpa. The cynic in me says, come on, you're telling me the same CEO who 2 months ago said of these stocks, well, this is way off into the future. Let's not get crazy excited. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. And it caused those stocks to absolutely fall out of bed. All of a sudden now at their event talks them up, and we should view this as some significant change in the timeline of quantum computing? I mean, come on.
Well, I guess, why do it? If his goal, Scott, was to crush these guys out of existence, why do it? Why invite them up? Why have them on? When I was chatting with you after those comments in January about it, I said it was a little curious to me because, as great as Nvidia is, it still comes from a classical computing framework in terms of how it's developed. GPUs are obviously the most advanced version of that classical computing framework, but quantum computing is sort of the next step. So inherently, it's a threat to Nvidia, and that's why keep your enemies closer. I think he's wanting to study the space. He's wanting to know kind of like how can we be involved in this in case there is this massive shift as sort of like a next generation step for AI and GPUs down the road. So if he was just wanting to put them out of existence, why bother to partner with them? Why bother to have?
No, I don't think he wanted to put them out of existence. I think it was a reasonably innocuous comment originally, just speaking truth. Like, okay, this is going to be amazing, but it's years off, and the stock's plummeted. And now he is out suggesting that, well, maybe it's not going to be so far in the future. I mean, you don't find anything interesting about that?
Yeah, no, I listen to his comments the way that I would listen and parse the words of a politician. And sometimes, what they're not saying is,
well, good luck
or how
with
they're
that.
saying it is as important, right?